uh, Mike, I gotta. It's no trouble,
I'm hoping. I'm praying.
but I know I told you that I was gonna do, one thing, but I changed my mind. Still gonna do it, but just not tonight. Okay? Is that all right? What you say, Mike?
We'll have to hold you to it.
Okay. We'll get it Sunday or next Wednesday.
Oh, say what now?
I said we'll get it Sunday or next Wednesday. We're gonna get to it. We um
Back though, we gonna have to come.
no, seriously, we're gonna get to uh the guarding of your heart, your spirit, and we'll get into that. That's something that we most definitely need to go over before we end this lesson. Uh, what I want to get back into, it was just some things I ran across, and I decided to do a little more, or just to go a little deeper into uh, the human soul. So I know we went kind of fast the last time we was together through, you know, some things as far as the human soul. So everybody have a soul, right? Yes, everybody have a soul. Hey, y'all setting y'all up again. Somebody got their hand up back there. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Is that good? Okay. So everybody have a soul. Who said yeah? Who? Joe did. James did. You have a soul.
I am.
Okay, James said he's the soul. So everybody have a soul.
I'm counting.
What? I'm serious, Mike.
Okay.
How can we word that to appease me? When I say do we all have a soul, I said no, we don't have a soul. James said that he's the soul. So James, tell me, how can you correct me when I say that I have a soul?
Yeah, you also because
He said, "Mike, that way." See, now see, that's the trouble maker, Mike.
I can say this right. Because when God breathed into you, you became a living soul.
Okay, right. So is it accurate for me to say that I have a soul?
It could be twofold. Because if
Yes,
you
it
don't
is.
understand what you're saying, and that would be a true statement. But then if you understand what you're saying, the body is the soul. The real you is the soul.
Okay, you said the body is the soul. Now, is the body the soul? I'm not trying to confuse y'all. I just want us to get it. We got a spirit, we got a soul, we got a body. How do we? It's one, but how do we link them rightly? I'm going to say, if we know that our soul lives forever, right? It will never ever go anywhere. Our spirit is not ours; it's going back to the one who gave it to us, right? And the body is going back to where it came from. So, can I say that I have a soul, or should I say that I'm a soul with a body? I'm a soul with a spirit. Does that make more
All the blue.
palatable? The soul got it's the soul. Go ahead, Mike. So it's the soul that's why I said, and I'm not. I told Adrian this, and I'm not. It's rightly said, but
Mhm.
I still don't care for the. this body is the housing place for the spirit and the soul. Because if the soul is the true you, and I am a soul, I don't want to give no credit to the body like that and put my real self to the side. That makes sense. The soul. Go ahead, Mike. I'm gonna shut up
So
for a
we are
minute. For a minute.
created in his image.
Yep.
3 parts plus one. So I don't know if I can agree with I am,
Really?
because that's only one part.
Okay. Okay.
To make to make me, it takes a soul, it takes a body, and it takes God's spirit. So when you say I have a soul, I agree with that, but that's not all there is to me.
Hmm. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? I understand Mike's argument. I'm not gonna disagree with the way he feel about that. That's the way he feel about it. I just feel and believe differently. Cause the body ain't know nothing to me when it comes down to it, right? Had two hands up.
Steven, I think for myself that yes, the soul is the real me,
Mm-hmm.
but the soul is the only one that's permanent. That the body and the spirit are only temporary.
Yes, man.
And with the soul being the real me, I think that's where you have the most, I'll say, spiritual warfare because you trying to listen to the spirit and you also trying to listen to the flesh. The
Mm-mm.
soul is the one that made the determination.
See, she getting into that guard your heart and stuff. She about to get there. I got you. I got you. Go ahead, Jay. Or Jamal. Jamal, no. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. So the soul is the true you, and Mike saying that it takes all to make the one, and I understand that, and I can't disagree with it. But we are souls. We're not. We don't have a soul. We are souls. We went over Sunday. Uh, last Wednesday. When was it? Last Wednesday?
You had a question. They never did answer you.
Say it again, Jay.
You had asked the question, but they never answered you.
When Sunday? Wednesday?
Hmm. What Sunday? That
No,
Wednesday.
Sunday. Yeah, Wednesday. What was the question?
What we just talking about? The soul.
Yeah.
Do you have one? What is the soul?
Yes. They didn't ever answer.
Remember me? You had a conversation after.
Jay, don't do me like that. I ain't always gonna try. If it come back to me, I'll say yeah, but I don't.
You had a conversation.
Yeah. Now, according to my notes, James, where we left off from, we had a list of Bible verses and all scriptures that we read over. Uh, Matter of fact, did anyone have any of those who was here? Jamal do.
Hebrews 4:12, 1 Thessalonians 5:23, Deuteronomy 30:6,
Jeremiah.
26:16, Matthew 22:37, Luke 10:27, Mark 12:30, Jeremiah 38:16,
Cause she got
2 Peter 2:14, James 1:21, Proverbs 11:30.
she got 'em.
In the right order now.
And we went over the that the soul, because matter of fact, First Thessalonians, someone read that, please. That's chapter 5 and verse 23. I think we did answer James as far as matter of fact, better answer. Yeah. He said we are souls. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. But we went into the soul being, evidently it's different. It's distinct from the heart and spirit. And yeah, we went over. We answered it. I don't think Mike was here. So
Wednesday. I was there.
oh was he? Oh, okay. Whenever it was in Mike, we went over sometime saying that we are souls. Thessalonians. Who somebody got it?
Now may the God of peace himself sanctify you entirely, and may your spirit and soul and body be preserved complete, without blame at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see, it goes into, it's separating them. So if they was, the same, why would it be listed in that way? Jamal, you had something? Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. So we went over that. That saying that it was distinct from the heart and the spirit. And the heart can be what? The mind. So then you can link that and say that's the spirit as well, right? No, maybe. Yes. Okay. So as far as the soul, we even went over the fact that the soul is created by God. I think that was another one that we, bounced around, trying to figure out when. And I think this is probably where James started and Mike went to, as far as when the soul was created. I feel like when he breathed into us is when the being became a living soul. Yeah. So we went into that, talking about that God created the soul, and that the soul can be strong or unsteady. That the soul can be lost, it can be saved. Do y'all believe any of this? How can your soul be unsteady? I don't want to use strong, but how can your soul be unsteady?
When you have unbelief and unfaithfulness,
That's when your soul can be unsteady. Okay.
that's Christ, and Christ is not your anchor, you won't be steady.
So that probably go ahead, Jamal.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what did you put into your soul? So what you allow in your soul that makes you unsteady.
Okay.
So whatever comes to you that enters through your mind, then you allow that into your soul. That what makes you unsteady.
Hmm. Anyone else? So you said what you allow in, and I got you. I don't want to go too deep into that. I want y'all to hold on to that. Matter of fact, I want y'all to think about Matthew chapter 11, where Jesus talks about finding rest for your soul. I think so, Jay. Joe. Don't hold me to it. I think it's Matthew chapter 11. Uh, in the soul, it can be lost or saved. Do we know that? How can it be lost? How can it be saved? Anyone? Jamal?
Your soul can be lost when you are separated from God. But when you give yourself over to God, that's when your soul is saved.
Is it just that simple?
Not just that simple. I just put it in simple terms.
Well, no, I was it seemed like it's just that simple. I think it can be just that simple, but it depends on some of the stuff that y'all said before, what you have allowed in your soul. So if you have allowed some stuff to, to weigh on your soul in a way, it won't be just that simple. You have to get rid of some of that in order to, receive and accept, Christ in that way. So it depends on anyone else want to add anything on that.
Well, when we say that if you acknowledge him and have him direct your path, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he gave you guidance and direction to go in that's going to lead you to your destination. So if you lost, you have left the path. You've left the guidance and direction that you had. So when you
Hmm.
think about somebody being saved or being lost, are you on the path that he's given you? Like you acknowledging him? Or have you left the path and went in a different way? Because he already said there ain't but one way to get there.
Mm. Someone read James, James chapter 1 and verse 21, please.
Therefore,
Back
putting
up, go
aside,
go to 19. I'm sorry.
so nothing.
Yeah, 19 through 22.
This my beloved brethren, everyone must be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. For the anger of a man does not achieve the righteousness of God. Therefore, putting aside all filthiness and all that remains of wickedness, in humility receive the word implanted, which is able to save your soul. But prove yourselves doers of the word, and not merely hearers, who delude themselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man who looks at his natural face in the mirror.
So what's able to save your soul?
Word.
Hmm. She said that it got to be in there. So you just can't read the. So you mean to tell me I can't read my Bible every day?
That's good.
Got to grow. You can read it, but you got to do something what you read.
If you read a book one time, can you truly say that you read it? Then,
Who you say?
if you read a book one time, can you truly say that you actually read the book? You have to read a book multiple times to actually truly grasp what it says.
Mm-hmm. So so I can read the Bible 2 or 3 times, but I'll be good, right? You're right. You're exactly right. Uh, and that you exactly right. Adrian. Reagan drug me to the movies one day, and I said drug. She drugged me too. I mean, all day long. Go with it cool. My goodness. But I enjoyed the movie. So we sitting in there now. I'm being me, acting foolish, and Reagan like, you know what? You just need to shut up. Stop. There's other people in here and all that stuff. I said, okay, okay, I'll behave. I'll behave. Well, anyway, so she started saying little stuff. I'm like, you done seen this? You're like, no, I read the book. I'm like, oh, okay. And she went, I don't know how many times she read the book, but she went back to see the movie with I think her god mom or whatever. And she said, Dad, I picked up something else. So, brother, just like you said, you can read every time you if you paying attention and after something, you will get something every time. But it is so true what y'all are saying as well. You can read it. And Jerry said if it's not what,
Planted.
it just ain't gonna do you no good. So that's why I know it goes on to talk, and state that be doers of. Uh, how many people have you ran into, Jane? That you know I stopped saying some stuff to some people. You know why? Because I want to do it. So how many people have you ran into, Jane, that do that? They tell you do this and they tell you that, but you don't see no evidence of them living out what they putting out.
Consider.
Yeah.
But going back to what you talking about, the reading and whatnot. That's why it also tells you study to show yourself. The reading is okay, but you gotta go deeper. You need more than that. That's why I say study what you read.
It's it's a thing for when I was in, I don't know, middle school, high school, man, I didn't have to study. I was a good listener. But I done got away from that joke for some reason. I don't know why. So just listen. It don't work as well like it used to. Somebody said somebody told I was sharing this with somebody. They said because whatever it is now, it don't mean nothing to you. So that meant something to you. You wanted to get some decent grades or whatever, so it meant something to you. I said, man, I know this means something to me, and I listen. You know what I'm saying? I be riding, and sometimes I have the little Bible Gateway deal playing, and but it don't stick like that, Jane.
Think, like I'm gonna use me. I'm a good listener, but in the process of listening, I won't always interject
Yeah.
other than just listen. I think that's where the problem is.
I ain't no listener.
Because I mean, like y'all heard me talk about Mindy recently when I learned to listen to her, and you know what I'm saying. I used to listen to her, but I've learned to listen to her. Because as soon as she gets talking, I take off.
So, nonsense.
So I think that's some of the problem you're talking about. Back then, like you say, I gotta be quiet because there's a benefit in it.
Yeah.
So now things a little bit different. You get to talking. I know the benefit in it, but you know,
And then, like they said, some other stuff done came into the soul and the spirit, and you know everything now. So that's why you want to talk. You don't want to listen.
I think too, you were saying like when you were in school, you always knew or be tested over the materials.
Right.
So like I didn't really have to study because I could memorize. So
Right.
I could kind of like play back what you're saying
T-
as I'm doing my test. But like you said, when it comes to the word of God, we're not going to be tested
t-
on it. But we still need to like study and read, 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 read,
t-
read. Because like you say, sometimes when you read this verse, okay, I mean this time, or when you read it again, well maybe I missed this. This is what it actually meant. But so with the word, it's something that you have to constantly do.
right.
And like you say, you're not expecting for somebody to come and ask you a question on it. So it's nothing that you necessarily have to memorize or just per se remember. So it's not really gonna stick, I guess, the way the schoolwork would have stuck with you. But you're still learning though. Um, I don't know. But like I said, with the word of God is like it's not evolving, but you're constantly learning something
Yeah.
versus it being just a specified lesson.
And and I ain't trying to get off topic, Mike. You got something? Because I don't want to overlook you.
no, I was going to say a lot of the stuff in this world is, we get tested not immediate.
Yeah.
When you're in school, this is gonna be on the test.
Yeah.
Or they start tapping their feet, or they do some other crazy stuff. But in our walk with God, we get tested when that dude cuts us off and gives us the finger
Okay.
on the road. Or we at work and that rumor done started about you that ain't true.
Mm.
Or you at home and your spouse makes a comment that don't hit right. Right? We're getting tested then.
Oh.
Now that may not happen right away. That might come 2 or 3 weeks later on. So
So we actually, it was easier still in school because we're gonna have a test Friday. So all I need to do is hold on this till Friday. Exactly.
It's gonna come
Whenever.
3 Fridays later when you done forgot that we talked about it in class. And that's when your attention gets tested.
Got
You
it.
get tested every day.
I got you, Mike.
You don't realize. He told me.
Did
But she had to give him leave. I was gonna tell her I have to disagree with her because you do get tested. You do get tested. You know,
and
it's just not in the norm or the sense that we as people understand test. But God does test you.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And I think, and I ain't trying to take up for it, but I'm gonna take up for it. What I'm gonna take up for? Oh, you had to wait till she leave.
No. No, I was waiting, but then you called on him, then she went up, cause she thought the child hollered about that.
Yeah.
But I was gonna disagree, I was gonna
So when I
disagree.
called on Mike, he said yes.
No.
I'm just talking. I'm just talking. But I think what I get what Jerry's saying. Yeah.
And
But
it does have truth to it,
right.
but then, in the real world.
But we can't say that we don't get tested on the word of God or whatever. So I completely get what both sides.
Yeah.
Most definitely, because it could be something that you just listening to within the word, and it may not have nothing to do with our way of living and how God want us to live. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But I get to it. I don't wanna overlook them.
I was gonna say that, like when we was younger, we had the goal in mind, not just being tested, but to get the reward. Like me, I knew if I get good grades, I was gonna get some money.
Yeah.
Looking for the reward, but now we see the eternal reward so often the distance that I don't think we value it the same like we did when we was younger for the reward.
Uh, yeah, boy.
No, what I had said was before you left, I was gonna disagree with you because we do get tested. I mean, yeah, we do get. Yeah, that's all right there. It wasn't that.
Hey, dear, he so glad she gone.
All right,
I can say what I gotta
I
say.
don't necessarily think it's that we get tested. I think it's more so like,
You get tested.
think about it this way. When you first start building anything, right? Again, you got the tape measure, you start using your tape measure, and then you got this triangle. They call it a speed square. How many things when you first got that speed square did you understand that you could do?
When I
Probably
first
the
got,
thing you do is that, hey, you put the thing up here, you mark right here, you make a straight corner.
that's it.
Okay. So how many things you can do with it now?
Oh man.
I think the
It,
Bible is the
it
same way.
yeah.
It's a tool to help you be able to understand God and understand what He wants from you. And the more you use it, the more you understand how beneficial and helpful it is for you to be able to be successful, like he told Joshua. And I think what happens is the more a person invests into learning and trying to understand what's in it, the easier your journey becomes. Now you can get a little bit of it and say, "Hey man, I'm good and I believe," and you can still make it, but you're gonna have a lot more stumbling than that person who's constantly investing and trying to get more out of what they read. Just like, hey, if you got the person got the speed square and all they can do is make a straight corner and count out the markers on the end, yeah, he can build something, but he gonna have a harder time than that guy that knows that now you got degrees in the square and you can actually pick your angles out of it.
That's it.
I think the Bible works for us the same way.
Mm,
It's a tool that got more than one use in it.
I got you.
But could that still not be a form of test?
No, I think it's helping you. Prime example is okay.
What does testing do? We take it from
The test
the
is
natural
proven to
side.
learn,
From the natural side. What does testing do? Why do they do your test?
so you can know what you know and what you don't know.
You know, see what you know until you learn anything.
Well, you just think about it this way, right? You ain't just getting things just to
Right.
deal with you
Right.
and all the
Jamal.
quirks that's in you, right? But it's also teaching you how to get along with other people. How do you handle these situations with your kids, with your family, on your job? You getting stuff for every facet of your life.
Hmm.
But you ain't gonna get all that the first time you read it, or the second time, or the third time. Prove the point. I get devotional messages that my mom sent me. And in them messages, this is stuff that she found. This is a lady that's been in the church and reading the Bible for 45 years. Did you still find this stuff?
And I don't think y'all saying that wrong, either side, in my opinion. Because what he's saying is true. It is if you don't never learn nothing within it, you're not able to continue to grow, from it, if you don't know nothing about it. So you got to have a start somewhere. So it's a tool. And I know what y'all are saying as far as with the test. If you don't learn what's in it and want to live according to the way God wants you to live, so if you don't know nothing about it, when those things come up, like Mike saying that your spouse say some stuff that you don't care for, and uh, whatever else he said, you don't know how to handle those things because you don't have this. Yeah. So that I like what y'all saying, because it still ties into this true being, the soul. Yes, Jamal.
This is what though on top of the test. The test also shows who we obey. Do we
Okay.
obey God or do we obey the word?
Hmm. Okay. I'm tell you what, Jay, a lot of failed on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I forgot what my dad was saying. Tests in nature are it's a human concept in the
Okay.
sense of like in nature, you don't have tests. You have opportunities to show what you know.
Huh.
A test is more of a human concept than any. I think you're shown throughout your life the opportunity to show what you know rather than be tested on that knowledge per se.
I don't like these young folk, man. They be doing this stuff.
Yeah, but
Hey, you thinking hard. He is a lot of truth in what he's saying. Uh, or whatever. So the opportunities.
but
And
also when you deal with God, God tells you if you don't ever go through anything, how do you know what you can and can't do?
yeah.
So he put obstacles, he put heartaches, you know, drama, whatever you want to call it. He put it in our lives for a reason. Because he's trying to find out who you are. So that if you don't ever put anything in front of you, what have you learned?
Mm.
You ain't been through nothing How can you tell something?
You right. Now get Adrian that mic for one second. Now tell me your deal with test again.
That's our human concept.
Tests are a human concept. Okay, why you say that?
Because everywhere you look in nature, right?
Uh-huh.
There's no idea of a test and you just fail and that's that. You failing that opportunity to do something results in an immediate consequence of some sort. Versus tests, it's kind of in an environment, you think about in school. You're sitting down, you have a quiet atmosphere, you're circling questions or answers to the questions. The idea of testing your knowledge is more of a human concept
Hmm.
because in nature you don't have you don't get to sit down and think about it. It's you either know it or you don't.
Y'all need to hold on to that one. It's the for me and what he's saying. It's the okay. If you don't have you got to know it or you got to know this thing or you just don't know it. As far as when it comes down to the spiritual side, because I know what he's using, but on the spiritual realm of this. So if you don't know the word of God, hmm. I'm gonna be quiet because my mind done went 100 million places. See, that's why I don't like young folk. See, that's why I ain't do the lesson that I was supposed to do tonight because of a young person. Got in my head, had me thinking about some other stuff, Reagan. So I'm gonna make her do what she threw me off of. Son, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jamal. Janae, yes. Shanae.
I was just kind of disagreeing a little bit with what James said because when God brings stuff, I think we bring stuff into our life.
We do. But God also allows things to happen too.
I said, well, but most majority of the time be ourselves.
Which it is. It is. But see, that's when you gotta know what spirit you're dealing with. Because you'll know the difference when God allows it versus when you do.
Hmm. You got something, Jamal?
You go ahead. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
No, you good. Go on. I just have to
I would say
break
yes.
up the stuff.
Some going off what she was trying to say when talking about some things we bring upon ourselves, and then James said God allows those things. Think about it though, because of our actions, this is why God allowed it. So because of your disobedience, it could be the reason why God allowed it.
Hmm. I don't think y'all saying that wrong. Y'all just need to tie it together because it's listen at what Jamal is saying. So if you're a good steward and you may encounter something in life that's tough. Okay. God allowed it. Why did he allow it? He don't want you to stay stuck. You know what I'm saying? So if you disobedient and God wants you to get to another place, he gonna allow some stuff because he don't want you to stay stuck. So I think y'all saying the same thing or whatever, but it's it's uh it's still probably James boiled down more to the action because if you don't do nothing for God to elevate you or to move you forward, you think you just gonna get moved forward?
He's not though. Because he gave you free will. So if you don't do anything with what he did give you, no, he's not gonna do anything. You still gotta do something. I'm not saying that, it just happened that way. Yeah, you still gotta do something. But also you remember going back to baptism. It's like when you baptize, you put Christ on. He told you persecution and all that stuff coming your way. Did he not?
Hmm.
So you already you know that it's not gonna be a bed of roses every day. But in order to have that bed of roses, though, you like I said, you still got to be obedient to the instructions that he did leave.
So I think that's why they saying that it's your actions. You still gotta do something in order, good or bad, right?
Good bad.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I know we talk about suffering, but the thing is with sufferings, is suffering actually a bad thing when
Nope.
we suffer?
Nope.
It's not. But we tend to look at it as bad thing or as a bad thing when we're suffering. Suffering is there to help us to grow. It's to build us up, to make us better.
I agree with you. It's the way that we look at suffering. I agree. I agree. Yes, sir.
I was going to say that if we look at our own parents,
Hmm.
so mm, your dad said, if you ask your dad, hey, can I have $10? He might give you them $10 first couple times you ask. But then that third time, he might say, why don't you go mow some yards? Why don't you do some chores around the house? He's trying to teach you a lesson, and it goes beyond the monetary gift. Probably trying to teach you about work ethic, about the value of a dollar, about you know, being on time, your place, how to do a good job on your job. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, and I look at testing, I look at suffering in that light. And I believe I said it last week. If you don't never go through nothing, you ain't never gonna get better.
Mm.
So as a I think we made this point last Wednesday, but when you put on Christ, or no, Howard had it in the sermon. When you put on Christ, you signing up to go through some stuff. So when who was it said, Jamal was saying, you get tested because of some stuff you're doing. Okay, God ain't liking how you talk to people. He ain't liking how you treating people. So you gonna allow a little test to come by you. Now you're supposed to be reading the word, right? And the word is teaching you, and this is my own word, uh, be good with everybody. Don't go around cussing nobody out. Don't go around talking about people behind their back. So he's gonna allow a test to come by because that's stuff that you're doing in order to change you for the better.
Hmm.
But the idea of the test, I believe, is a spiritual thing. And then he allowed the serpent to come and talk to Eve. I'm just saying. Okay. Let me not
Cause Joe,
specify
cause Joe him.
anything. Didn't he allow for the serpent to go and interact with him? And even though they knew what was supposed to happen, they chose differently. And as a result, they had suffered.
Mm.
Like everybody else that they came after. We all suffered because of the choice they made.
They asked. I got you, Mike. Yes, sir.
To follow up what Mike was saying, but a little different. I don't think you necessarily have to do a bad or good thing to go through something or experience something. I think a lot of times in people's lives, I would say that for the most part, most people go out and strive to do good, right?
Hmm.
I think there are a lot of times where we are completely oblivious of certain concepts and ideas or just life experiences. And that's why the things that happen to us happen.
Hmm.
It could be a simple action that waking up late and you missing the bus or something that allows you to experience something different.
Hmm. Y'all believe that? All right, all right. Anyone else? So with all that have been said, and I know we talking about the soul, and y'all went in a somewhat in a direction that I didn't plan tonight, but it's good because when it comes down to the true makeup of us, our soul, and these things as far as the challenges, where the tests you all was talking about, um, even down to um, learning and comprehending, stuff. And I know this was mentioned earlier somewhat. I feel like one of the hardest thing for us to do is to okay, just to obey, right? Is that really hard to do? Is it hard to do?
Not really.
But why do we see why does it seem like it's such a I'm gonna say struggle for us to obey? Reagan told me that she said one of the main reasons I didn't do nothing in school and all that. She said one I don't want you yelling at me. She said I always thought about the consequences of stuff. So I'm saying that to say, do we feel like cause we of age, you know, we it's no who gonna check us? That's what it boiled down to. Who? Well, see, we don't we say that, but do we really? Do our attitude, do our actions say that we care whether we gonna get checked by God or not? Yes, sir.
For the most of it.
We got that pitchfork on this side, we got the halo on this side, and the pitchfork side sound better.
And we leaning that way, don't
And that's how we live.
we?
I ain't saying that's everybody. I'm just saying for
For
the
most.
majority of people, you know. Didn't Paul say we war with the spirit and his body every day? We just and it does not mean that the halo side can't sound good.
Yeah.
We allowing that other stuff.
And see, then when we participate in that, and that's developing our soul, that main part of us, and it's hard to get away from some stuff. Uh, Go ahead, battle. Jamal, you still got something? You good?
You know, you say that it kind of remind me. I had a job one time, and they had come up with an employee reward program. You do this in this quarter, you do this in this quarter. At the end of the year, you'll get this. So me and one of the supervisors was talking about this incentive program they had. And I told her, I said, I ain't trying to be no kind of way, but most people, if you tell them about a reward that they're gonna get, but that reward seems like it's a far ways off, it's hard for them to stay locked in on. I said, you think about little kids, you tell them at the beginning of the year right now, we're in January, that hey, Santa Claus gonna come around at the end of the year. You think they think about Santa Claus in March and April? They don't forgot about Santa Claus in April or May. And I think we count them the same way because a lot of times when we talk about these rewards, right, it's kind of in human nature to get the idea that these things are far off, that the benefits of doing these things
Well,
is
in there
not
after a
something you're
while.
going to reap in the short term. And
Mm-mm.
people being in flesh just have this tendency to always be short sighted until you learn better. So you always looking for what they say like instant gratification. You got $10 in your pocket right now, you can spend the money right now and get something out of it versus you trying to figure out a way how to save it or how to add to it. Because to do it, you have to go without.
Hmm.
And I think
Mm.
spiritually, it's the same kind of concept. You're gonna have to deny certain things to be able to receive the blessing of other things. And we tend to get in that space where we're looking for it instant.
Right then, huh? Man, oh man. Jamal?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, reason why people are disobedient because they really don't think about the true consequences behind disobedience.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. They don't think about it. And Mike said that God gonna check us. You know what you said, Mike?
I didn't use them words, but yeah, that's what I said.